Good morning. This is the soybean farmer. I just got back from the mill, taking that load that cousin Scott and I fought 3 hours to get out of that tangled mess of morning glory. I've walked out here into this last field of the soybeans here on the little farm. These are group 7s. These are planted on what I call narrow rows. It's about 14 inches between the rows there. I was thinking about an experiment of going on some 7-inch rows next year and see what happens. You won't know until you try it. These beans are dried down, but moisture on them, it's about 11:45 in the morning, and the moisture on them is about 14.5, and I don't understand that. Haven't had rain in a while. There's still some moisture in the ground, but I don't know, something's telling me get out here and cut them, but I know not to do it. There's always a risk factor in farming. I think farming is one of the most risky businesses you can ever get into. I'm thinking about, well, get out here and cut them today. They're not quite ready. There's still a little bit of green in the stalk. Haven't had a frost here in North Carolina yet this year. In my experience, it takes a frost to really kill down these group 7s and make them really ready. The pods are still really hard to crack open. Cracked open several this morning just to test them for moisture. They got that soft, pliable feel to them. They need to be a little more brittle so that they'll shell out nice. You don't want them too brittle, because then they're shelling out in the head of the combine and you lose them. So I think I'm going to fight the temptation to. I've never cut group 7 beans this early. I've always been more like into I think the earliest was about the latter part of the second week of November, after I'd had at least 2 frosts. Maybe something to this global warming stuff that they preach at us all the time. But average bean plant height out here in this field is 26, 28 inches. These are going to be fun to pick. I expect they're going to just practically jump right into platform, go right straight up into combine. And then with the narrow rows, this is the row width that I've always planted. I started off with this row width and I've always stuck with it. I know a couple of years I've seen people plant on little 7-inch rows, and I thought, I'll try that. And I just never did. But anyhow, I think I'm going to go get on that 4020 tractor sitting over there and go down there and hook up to that offset and go cut up that little 2-acre piece that we got Scott's beans off of Saturday. And if I feel like riding some more, I might go over there and work on that 5.2 acre field and go ahead and cut that in. The wheat's coming up in this half of this field I've already got planted in it. I can kind of see that green tint to the ground out there. Still a couple of spots that are slow to pick up, but I imagine they'll get involved. Come on along. And there's one little streak right on up here. I'm not walking up there, but I know what that is. It's sickle pod, and it's green. But I'm no longer worried about that after finding out this year that the little combine has no trouble taking it right on through and chewing it up and spitting it out the rear. And I actually think, because I was looking at the samples at the mill, I think green sickle pod goes on out the back, because I didn't see any of the little tiny black seeds that I normally see from the sickle pod that I've always had in the crop here. But let me just give up this idea of cutting beans. Everybody out there in YouTube world, thanks for watching my videos. It's a real interesting feeling. It's a neat feeling to find out you made a video and you put it out there for people to look at it, and they looked at it. And feel free to leave comments, and thank you for watching.